Glasses on glasses.
Hello, good day, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gist on Glasses.
Yes, so,
We're
yes,
back
so.
again, like we never left.
Yes, so, yes,
So, how is it doing? I'm here in the studio with MC Mute.
yes, so, yes, so, yes, so, my people.
I thought you'd be like, shh.
And of course, we have our guy, our realest, Jojo Joseph in the building.
You have half a guy.
Why you come to half a guy like
No,
this?
I'm just being chill. We're getting there.
So that's why you just have to that for which one episode they say, I'm not putting it out there, but I'm still good.
Games are so dry. That's very sad.
But
Honestly.
before we begin, before we go into this topic now that we have for today, we want to say a big shout out to our sponsors, the only place. You guys are really like awesome. You guys work it. Like the place is fire.
You guys definitely have to see like what this place actually looks like. The interior, the details, and everything that goes into like making that has gone into making this place what it is.
Yeah, that's what's
Definitely the effort is definitely there. So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So we're going to be talking about something very interesting today: mental health and outlets, or a way of escaping responsibility. So what do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think?
I think first of all, we need to establish the fact that the threshold of people generally is very, very slow and it keeps dropping. You know? There's a quote that I saw, and I think that I put it in a song in one of my songs. And the quote is that, how is that quote again said? The quote is that tough times make strong men. Okay? Strong men make easy times. Easy times make tough men. Easy times make weak men, and weak men make tough times. Okay? So it tells you that the standard of grit that people had back in the day, and what we have right now is not the same. People are way soft. Like right now, you say something and someone like, I find it offensive.
We don't want to offend. We are censoring, but there's a kind of self-censorship that's happening now.
We are trying not
Like,
to offend
if I
people.
do this thing, I might trigger somebody.
That's the word, trigger. People are so trigger sensitive. Like any small thing, trigger. If you talk about you say it's so bad right now that whenever you identify or you talk about, there's somebody that is going to pick on your face from you. You say you like eating, let's say beef now, for instance. Somebody will say, no, that there's one community that is fighting for
the rights of cows.
Do you understand? So it is just so unfortunate that the world has become what it is now. How I want it now. People are just so soft. Do you understand? That's why I think people are so soft. And that is why we have a lot of zombies. Human zombies.
I'm looking at Joe's face now, like, yeah, just tell us, pour your heart.
I'm still listening. I want experience to get
I don't talk.
it. I want experience to get it or out.
No, but it's not true. It's not true.
No, I agree. Like RIP and much respect to Big Bernie Mac because he was one of my best stand-up comedians. But if you know anything about Bernie Mac's comment, you know that it's very offensive. Back in the day, he was calling what we refer to as gays now. But I know this word is not acceptable anymore. But when he was doing stand-up, he was still using the word sissy. He had like some kids that he kept on referring to, and that was like his own style of comedy. So I get what MC Mute is saying about people being very trigger sensitive, or let's use the word that people are way more sensitive right now. But I want to believe that it's also because there's been more light shed into several problems that over the years people have not
Don't do your face like that.
not be able to recognize. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that mental health, the way people, as you said, is it an excuse or whatever? People see mental health as people finding a way out of whatever responsibilities
Yeah.
or duties.
But people do it though. But people do it though. Like you just looking. I had an experience. I was working with somebody. Something we're supposed to do, sending you mails. And the thing is that in that relationship, in that work relationship, this person had more power. This was like my line manager I was reporting to. I sent you mails. I sent follow-up text message, called you, I will do it, I will do it. Then when it was getting close to the deadline, this guy comes and like, have you not done the send me? In corporate language, they say strongly worded email. I had to go to this person and say, I've sent, check your emails. I've sent you reminders. I've sent you this draft. Like, I needed you to like take a look at them. I needed you to do this, but he said, oh, sorry, it was my mental health that was disturbing me. I was like, I don't understand. Yeah, I understand there's mental health, but you clearly fucked up. You just said sorry and just let's move past it. But you say you're telling me it's your mental health. Okay, before we continue, I want to read something. Remember, I wrote he wrote something. I saw it in the middle of the night. It's part of an article, like of an article, but I can't really find the full thing now. But he wrote. I just got some parts I screenshot and I saved this. I was like, I'm going to read it now. And I felt around 12 minutes. I was like, this guy don't be vexed. Like for a person to just sit there and write this thing, you don't be vexed. Yeah, look at it. I said, in this age of evasive maneuvers and accountability dodging, a sinister trend has emerged: the weaponization of mental health. Many now use mental health as a smokescreen where emotional distress becomes the ultimate get out of jail free card and a means to avoid responsibility for their actions. When caught red handed, some crafty culprits have perfected the art of escape through mental health shenanigans. I see with a flourish of self pity and a sprinkle of therapist jargon, they transform into mental health routines, magically diverting attention from their wrongdoing. It's like watching a master illusionist, except this trick relieves victims gasping for justice. Oh, this guy thinks. He said, in this digital era, we are all honorary doctors, thanks to the wisdom bestowed by Dr. Google and his trusty sidekick, WebMD. Armed with a few self-diagnoses and a sprinkle of symptom matching accountability avoidance, can effortlessly transform themselves into victims of an array of mental health disorders. Who needs an actual diagnosis when you have an internet connection and a flame for self-victimization? And this guy goes on to say, while genuine struggles with mental health deserve compassion and support, using emotional distress as a smokescreen to escape consequences is nothing short of manipulation.
Yeah.
Let's keep our wits about us, see through the rules, and hold individuals accountable for their actions. After all, a witty retort is far better than falling prey to the mental health magic show. So let's keep the focus on responsibility and leave the illusions to their truth. And I want you guys to respond to that.
Now, for me, of course, no one everyone knows what
I don't know.
Well, I think one thing that I don't know who wrote this, but one thing I'm going to like hear was him saying, at the end of the day, yeah, we now have this crowd of people, everybody, my mental health.
I'm taking a break. My mental health cannot take it.
You're a pussy, man. Shut up. You're weak.
Let me
understand. Wait, I'm not done. You know how people are going all the way to now make it look like, now the people who actually need the help and support. That's where for me, when he said that, I felt compassion. For them, I felt compassion. The few people who actually need support from society, of groups, and all of that, they are not able to get it right because there's a chunk of
the voice of those people who are like the self-victimization is like we have more of that going around.
This one's in their time.
Thank God you just said that. I was listening for you to go around your circle, go around. Most one has been working, so my guy is very comfortable going around. Shout out to the governor, yeah. And I'm happy with Arad at this point. There's something very important you said, and you mentioned the fact that there are people that actually deal with this. Because let us not establish or let us not start off and make it look as if these things do not exist.
It's possible that
that's my first point. But I want to throw a question out there. Let's say, for instance, you are creative, you do a lot of stuff, you have your businesses and all of that. When you have malaria, or I'm using malaria as one of the common sicknesses, and you get down and all of that, do you go to work?
You have to go to work.
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
How would you feel if someone tells you that, it's malaria, it's common sickness, malaria that people used to have, and all of that, and that you're not taking your responsibility.
Now, when I have malaria, when I'm sick, first of all, we're talking about malaria. Almost everybody has malaria.
No, it's not true.
No, it is true.
No, I don't have.
No, there's a level of malaria that is in your system. It's just that it has not got to the point where it's going to knock you out.
That's false information.
It's not false
It's false
information.
information.
I don't want.
No, it's not. I'm telling you, it's false information.
So I've read it before from professionals that there's a level of malaria that is in the system of everybody. It's just that it has not gotten to the point where it's going to knock you out. You understand? Now, I'm not totally saying that people don't have struggles. Do you understand? What makes you come out triumphant is the fact that you go through these struggles and at the end of the day you are finding your feet. You are not staying down. All these people
Okay, look at it now. It's like, okay, using this malaria thing now you're talking about, somebody has malaria, and they could have chosen to be like, let me just lie in bed all day, do nothing, leave my work, my life, and just put it on. But you decide that malaria don't come, we might enter hospital, we have chloroquine, which one?
Exactly.
But you see, these people that are saying this, some of these people, it's just they glamorize their self.
Pretty party.
They'll just say, I mean, it's my mental health that would stop me. That's why I couldn't make it. You imagine, look, when I'm doing this scenario, I had a friend who, like, I was so pissed off. We were able to get someone, trying to arrange a job for him because he said he didn't have a job at the time. The only thing he had to do was to show up. It was not an interview. It was a lunch date. Like, you are having a lunch date with the owner of the organization. You meet with him. Okay, he will tell you, okay, these are where your responsibilities are. If you have any questions, you ask him. Because this is like you are starting something and you don't really know much about it. And this man gets to the location, waits for almost 3 hours, and leaves. And now I call up this guy. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And this guy tells me that he just is. How will I put it now? He said what was the word he used? He said the whole thing wasn't just given. I was having a mental health break, like a mental health something then, and I was having I had like a lot of anxieties, so I couldn't leave the house. And I'm like, but you need a job too, right?
So you have somebody that's going to please, right?
Let me pause it before you guys get to because so kind of shifted from where I was, the direction of the point I was trying to make. The reason why I asked that question about malaria is that if your answer was correct, is well, for the time frame at which you are sick and you're down, you will not be able to make it to work. That's what you're trying to say. And so what I'm
when you knock me down, bro.
Obviously, when you don't see that. No, but regardless, when you're sick,
but you're actively taking steps to rectify that situation.
If
you're saying, okay, you have mental health issues. I'm like, if no problem, you get help. Do what you need to do. But you don't come and tell me and make me lose money and time and tell me that it is your mental health that was fucking you up. I'll ask simple questions. Like I asked one girl.
So I did tell this girl now, like she was like, okay, I was talking to her and I was like, you say you have mental health problems. Few months down the line, maybe 2-3 months down the line, I met her again. I was like, so babe Alpha, so what are the steps you are taking to actually help yourself? Because I noticed this thing I'd really dealt with her, this mental health issue. I really dealt with her. What steps are you taking to get help? She just did. So how you go tell me say you just did and your life is literally falling apart? And there are no, I'm not even saying you should just do a whole overhaul. Because even malaria itself, when malaria hits you, for instance, like the analogy now, it will take you some time to actually think, you now crawl out of bed, you now start thinking of going to the hospital or calling for help, or doing something about that situation. But this person was just there and using it as an excuse for now, because things are happening more, like the more you leave that thing to stay like that, and more things will fall apart.
Yeah.
When those more things fall apart, you now keep blaming it on mental health. And some people were not pitying her. Of course, she was getting some kind of will I call it incentive to continue her foolishness or something. And she just they go like that. At that point, I was like, this is no longer, this one don't they pass on mental health now. Because now people are offering you actual help, but you are relying more on handouts and some other things.
Pity, sympathy.
The sympathy.
This thing I want to say, have you noticed that, man, what can I close my eye? Made a mistake. Have you noticed that people don't want solutions to their problems?
They need people that will cry with them.
They just want sympathizers.
A shoulder to cry on.
Yes. They want people love sympathizers. They don't want solutions. If you give them solutions, they don't want it. It's like a beggar, somebody who begs. Me, I don't give money to beggars. I don't.
You know, a few years ago, I had a problem. Like I had a serious issue, and I went to my friend and I was telling him. At some points, I started crying. He looked at me when I was done crying. I said, "Okay, hen, now that you are done, I've listened. What do you want? Do you want us to find a solution to this problem, or you just came here to cry, or you already have what you're going to do in your mind? So you cried and you go and do what you're supposed to do." I said, "No, I need help." He told me, "This is what we're doing." This guy not even give me. Yeah, this one, like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, for this one, okay, start talking to a therapist immediately. How will I start talking to a therapist now? He say, "Are you mad? Are you ready to solve this shit, or you just came to my house to cry and go? If you know that's what you came to do, that's
like
fine."
I was saying, sorry, before I said I don't give money to beggars. Before people go and quote me out of context.
Oh, okay, you did give money.
See,
Generally, I don't give money to beggars. Why? Because I feel like giving beggars money is your way of telling them, man, you guys are doing a great job.
This your begging is
Keep it up. Now, let me tell you, there's a beggar that I know. Back in the day, this guy had houses. Yes.
From the begging?
Yes. Back in the day, when we were very young in Zamfara State, this guy has houses. His children were schooling at Usman Danfodio University.
Wow.
Like he was a landlord. Now, I'm not saying I don't give beggars money because of this particular guy. I'm just saying that giving them money is like you supporting their...
It's an incentive for them to go on.
For them to go on. They will never stop. There was this girl that used to... For me, I feel like she was taking advantage of the child. She used to bring this child to... I don't know, you must have noticed, around that Rabo House junction.
Okay, in the morning.
In the morning, you see her there.
Yeah.
Now, one woman reached out to her. Like, okay, what's the problem? How can we help you? She like, we were from here. This one, that one. How do we help you? Okay, what do you want us to do? You want us to take you out of here? You want us to take you to an orphanage? You want us to help you get a job? You want us to... She shall stop coming to Rabo House junction.
After that...
Do you understand? After a while, I saw her somewhere else again. I can't remember where I saw her. I saw her recently. She was begging. I think it was around PRTV roundabout or somewhere. I saw her begging. People don't want solutions to their problem. They want you to sympathize and cry with them. I dated a girl some time back, and it's just tiring. Like you come, baby, you know this, and you as a man, your mind is calculative. You are thinking, okay, how do I solve your problem? I don't want you disturbing me and crying from, like, papa, do this, do that. Won't you even hold me? Do you want me to hold you, or you want me to solve your problem? Do you want me to sympathize with you?
Wait till the girl name.
I know if you talk, boy. You get? So for me, I don't see like...
Okay, where should they stay?
That's irrelevant.
Now, which area should they...
That's irrelevant to this conversation. Just like you wanted to say
okay,
something.
there's I've heard all people have to say the Rimaru and all the circles people have been going around and all of that. The first thing I want to say is I hear what people are saying and how people have weaponized mental health issues right now for excuses. But there's something I want to point out is that firstly, one thing that you would recognize with people that actually have mental health issues is that they do not want to actually put out or seem like a burden. Because because the stigma behind it is that I'm not saying that these people are losers, but it makes them feel incompetent, or it makes them feel less, that they cannot perform or they cannot do the same things that other people... Let me get my point across. You guys have been back and forth. Let me come in. So, and that they are saying that they cannot do this. So, yes, I'm not going to deny the fact that there are people that are using this as excuses right now. The reason why I give that example of malaria and the answers that you guys played around and didn't actually give, but the point is that if you were sick, you had malaria, you would not be able to go to a job. You would not be able to carry out that function you needed to carry out. So now imagine somebody having to deal with that sickness in their mind. The sad thing about mental health issues is that it's not something you see physically. It's not something you can touch temperature and say, oh, you're burning up. It's not something that you can see this person is shaking or having fever and all of that. It's something that goes on in the mind. It's a chemical reaction. It's something so totally different.
Now you look at people that have, let's say, like bipolar disorder, because we are not only talking about only one aspect. People feel like anxiety and depression are the highest, but bipolar disorder and all these other conditions, you find out that these people, first of all, they do not want to seem like losers. They do not want to feel like they don't want anyone to see them like as less competent as every other person.
Therein lies the fact
That's-
that you see the thing, with such people, you said something, you don't even know that they are suffering.
Exactly. And
But you see those people, I won't lie, those set of people, and God bless them wherever they are. You know, I say God bless them. You see them smiling, they're the ones that will smile. You know, you hear those cases of that really nice smiling guy who suddenly one day dies by suicide. And you're wondering, what the fuck happened? And you see those people will not have time to come and meet you to tell you. But you see those people that come and meet you, it's my mental health.
You know the funny thing. Unfortunately, because of how mental health is, and it's something that you can't actually see, and these symptoms are not, well, aside from the fact that yes, they are quite obvious, but it's not something that you see. How will I put it? Visually with your eyes, so to say. At the end of the day, is that these people struggle with it, regardless. The normal thing, like let's say somebody that has depression or anxiety, I telling the person to get out of bed. It seems like a very simple concept. Just get out of bed and do what you need to do. But at the end of the day, your mind is telling you that even if I'm going to do this thing that I'm going to do, maybe I won't be able to achieve it, or I won't be able to do well at it, or whatever I'm going to do is going to be bad. Now, the reason why I want to ask people something, are there times that you want to achieve something and depending on how you feel, or like at the point at which you are in, you are not able to go forth to actually
Yes,
do that
now
thing?
there are those everybody has downtime.
So exactly. So imagine somebody being on that on an extreme level.
How can you always be having that?
That's the thing.
You know,
Listen, how many times have you called me and say, guy, how far? We are supposed to do and say, oh my guy, today I'm not feeling it. Do you understand? I tell myself, today I know that today I'm not feeling it. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere today. I'll take 2 days, 3 days, and I'll just stay in the house. I sleep, I think, and find solutions to my problem.
No, you see,
and I'm
So
back.
imagine
you see the scenario you guys have.
But that is you. Imagine someone that
No, wait.
feels that
That
on
is
a constant.
wait.
That
That
cannot
is
feel
wait.
that on a constant. How
Wait.
would
you say
wake
you
the fuck
can
up
don't
No,
and
me
do that
self,
on a
all these ones
constant?
self now. All these ones they turn to jigida stories. Let me tell you what I'm even saying. My own is that, see, one thing that I love, you mentioned mute. There's communication. When I call you up and you tell me, okay, I have this. This is the reason. So we now know how to now between ourselves manage that situation. But where in the instance I gave in the beginning now, I don't send you reminder mails. You could have simply told me that, can you just go ahead with the project?
Yes.
I'm having issues down. You didn't do that. Now we're having a case where we suffer loss now. You're not getting all right up. And I told you that, that's when you now have to now tell me that it was your mental health. Okay, you didn't even have to tell me. I didn't, if maybe it is a condition that you don't want to have to, you didn't have to tell me. You would have, a simple text message would have fixed that. That's why I feel like about escaping responsibility, because the truth is that if the board of directors come now at that stage, for instance, if it was a situation where maybe the board of directors of that organization or the board of trustees, as still, because it was an NGO, come and say, you now, they come to me, the first starts with me now, because this is something I'm supposed to do. And I give them the email thread and I send it to him now. Would he be able to explain himself out of that situation? He'll probably suffer
Whatever the
the
result
consequences. And that can be avoided. And it's the same thing, because maybe the reason why the board of trustees would have come in is because the organization has suffered some form of loss. Wherein you can just say, okay, because of people, they do it now. Even in the UK, there's a CIPD course I was going through one time. And I'll see whereby they will say, okay, people are actively working, but they've gotten to their breaking point where they know that I'm going to burn out. And they will put a mail down to HR, because of my mental health, I'll need to take a day off. I'm not going to actively put myself in this space, waste people's time, and make people suffer loss. Then at the end of the day, blame it on my mental health. You didn't even have to tell us if it was mental health. You would have just taken that time
I think
off.
they're just share irresponsible.
but that's my point.
That's I see.
But hear me out. That's the point I'm making, is that because when you give these examples with these people and you make them the forefront, you lose the value of the people that are actually dealing with these problems and have this as an issue. Maybe he was dealing with downtime. Maybe emotionally he wasn't okay at that point.
You could have a text,
But
an email could have fixed this thing.
Exactly. Is that responsibility? But the point I'm making is that for me, I can't diagnose him. I don't really know what was going on with him. He wasn't responsible. He wasn't responsible with how he handled that situation. And I can't really see whether he actually had any form of
Maybe the lie.
any mental episode or anything.
People say the guy
so
dey
to
lie.
say. But I feel like these people are just creating, and these are the people that are actually shedding and bringing away, throwing more shadow to what they call it, mental health issues, because these people are just giving excuses
Okay,
for the things that they are not ready to deal with. But people that really have depression, people
Yeah,
that really
okay,
have
look at it.
mental
I think
health
I think
issues,
maybe you maybe think, I don't know, like I'm not totally like I think when you said something, we're not dismissing
Yes, we are not.
that people have issues to deal with. We're not dismissing all of that. If our focus today, right now, is about those people that know that they are lying and they've, like you said, acted irresponsibly, and they will not say it is mental health. Because yeah, it's like you said now, it puts people who are mental. Imagine in the organization, 2-3 people don't run this kind, they don't run the streets and don't blame mental health. HR might be, because I heard of a company one time that they were like, if you say you are sick, this is not mental health, you are sick, you must come with doctor's report. Only God knows what would have happened to make the HR become more, maybe more rigid
yeah.
about that kind of thing. That you have to come with a proper diagnosis. Maybe before now, because I heard that same organization, there was a time whereby all you needed to do was calling sick. You just pick up the phone. Hello, I can't come to work today. I am not feeling fine. Oh, really? Can you just send me an email and copy the boss so that in case he asks, I can tell him, and it will be there on record that you were not feeling fine. But now, if you want to say you are sick, sometimes I went ahead of one recently. Somebody said that you go there, let them test you. I was like, why did we lead up to that point?
I have this scenario in my head because very soon, all of us here, if you choose so desire, you're going to like get married, have kids, and all of that, have a family. I'm looking at a scenario where one of those days, let's say my son or my daughter or my children come to me and like, Daddy, I don't feel like going to school today. Do you understand? A lot of parents will be like, why you must go to school? You must do you get that's like the response. I'm sure there are days where you yourself you didn't feel like going to school. And you probably told your dad or your mom, like, I don't feel like going to school today.
They'll give you bombastic
like,
side eye.
Do you understand? Bombastic side eye, they force you to go to school. And you had to go and all of that. But the truth is, even as an adult, there are days you don't feel like going to work. There are days you don't feel like
There are days you have. But my point
no, wait.
is that,
I've not even finished my point.
Okay.
For me as a father, my son comes to tell me that I don't feel like going to school today. I'm like, Papa, you don't feel like going to school? Enter room, sleep, bros. Play game. Have fun. Do you understand? That is life for you. There are days where you don't feel like doing anything. But the problem is this. It is not every day that you don't feel like doing things. Do you understand? There are days where you are energetic about work. You are happy about going to the office. You are happy about going to shop, whatever you do. But then it's not every day that you don't feel like, oh yeah, dragging.
I'm not even going towards that. To me, I'm not even going towards that direction of whether you are feeling like or you're not feeling like. My own issue is that, can you handle that situation? Even if you are lying, that's your personal useless problem. Handle that situation in a way that other people, yes, their personal useless problem. If they are lying, oh no, wahala. But handle that situation in a way that you will not cause others to suffer loss. And you will not, because now the time, imagine all that time wasted. Now I had to, during that project now, I had to stay up like all night for the straight 2 days now, because the person had finally approved to now go forward with the project. You are telling me sorry, it was your mental health, but the thing, it doesn't change the fact that you have cost me and I can never get it back. So please, if that is the problem, it is a mental health issue, okay, no problem. Because like one of the things I read, they were like, we don't know proper, I cannot diagnose you. You even said a year. Okay. So please handle that situation. I can, okay, you have a project, you are dealing with people, and for some awkward reason, there's no how you build a system that they will not be like fail safe for when, because what if the person dies for real? Okay, let's say it was a situation where it was mental health, the person can't finally die. Maybe the project will continue now. So my own is that if you need to seek that help, seek that. But even if you know you're not ready to seek that help, but you know that your life is intertwined with other people's lives, whether you like it or not, whether you have issues or not. I was with my friend one time. This was just shortly after lockdown. We're together, and there were a lot of things that were going on with him. He was having a lot of and this guy is even a psychologist, and so he told me, you know what, because he has a business I was managing and I was sort of helping. So he was not telling me, you know what, Clinton, this is my itinerary. I know right now I'm not in like the correct headspace to do these things. And if I do not do them or I don't find a way around this, a lot of people would suffer because of this.
Yeah.
My staffs might even lose their jobs,
Jobs.
and I don't want that to happen. So you know what? Take the itinerary, do the best you can do. This is the instructor, and of course, I've been working there for a while, so I knew one or two things. Do the best you can do. I'm going to be away for 4 days. I was like, so where will I tell people you went to? Say, find any excuse and tell them I'm really not like on this space now. And he went and he had whatever time in there to have. Maybe it may even be have been a lie. Maybe I don't care whatever it was at that point, because it's as much as yes, we want to. It is truly everybody should learn to focus. When person open up to you, when they are ready to open up to you, that is when you can now say, okay, let me step into that situation. But when he was not ready to tell me anything, I said, okay, no, like could have even been a lie, whatever it is. But he made sure that he will handle that situation responsibly, so that things don't suffer. Other people will not suffer loss, and things can move.
At least the person was responsible enough to designate responsibilities to other people
Other people
to do it.
and not fit do them now.
Let me give you a perfect example. Like, we are preparing for this shoot. You
Okay.
know? You called me up earlier and you're like, how far have you done this? Have you done it? I said, yes, I've done it. I've done this. I've done that. And in my head, I was like, oh wow. I actually like pre-planned this thing even before the shoot. Why? Because I knew that there were things that needed to be done. And with the work I had to do, like my entire itinerary for the day, I knew that if I follow the normal pace of my normal timing, time I wake up, you understand, time I sleep, I would not be able to meet up. I had to like sleep earlier. I wanted to watch a movie, but I was like, if I watch this movie, it's going to affect my following day. I had to sleep earlier. I had to wake up earlier. I had to start up my day. I started my day as I like 5:30 a.m. I already woke up at 5. Things I was supposed to do like at 12 noon, I already done them way earlier. That is you being responsible to know that, okay, your life is intertwined with the lives of other people. I'm not going to mess the life of every other person just because I'm feeling some type of way. That's just what we are saying.
The truth is that
There's something I want to clear. I'm sorry, people have been going on and going on. Firstly, I want to see something is that mental health issues is not solely about feeling. That's one thing people have to get out of the way, is that it's not about, oh, I don't feel. It's a headspace. It's a mental thing. It's not just that, oh, today I'm sad. Like, everybody has emotions. Everybody has emotions, and we experience emotions. But mental health issues is the sense that is stuck in your head. Whatever it is, whether be it anxiety, whether be it sadness, in the case of depression, yeah, or whether it be it ADHD or whatever it is that you're dealing with mentally, it is a headspace. It is not about, oh, today I'm not feeling. You can be able to stand up and make those corrections.
now enough is send text.
Because I'm coming.
I get
You can be able to stand up and do that, because your headspace is not dominated by that idea. How will I put it? Mental health issues is more like a perspective that you have about life. It's more of a perspective or a view or the way that your own reality is around the world.
Yeah.
So let's say now you're dealing with somebody, you see somebody, okay, for example, why do you think that people have different temperaments and all of that? Do you get? You're dealing with somebody and you're seeing that this person, maybe the way, haven't you met people that maybe the way this person answers you, the person's always like either too nice or too quiet or a little bit too sad and all of that? Are you trying to tell me that they're saying that, okay, this person's reality, as much as it might not be really what's going on there, but you can't say that this person's reality is not going on or that is not happening. Do you understand? So the first thing I want to debunk is that it is not just like, I'm just feeling this way. No, it is not feeling that way. It is more of a headspace. It is more of how your own perspective, your own view of the world is based on how your own chemical reactions are going on in your head and what is actually happening. So let's say you have anxiety, the way you are going to approach something from someone that is just normal. Let's say I want to just say hi to Clinton and I have anxiety. I'll be like, hi Clinton, and I'm jittery and I'm somehow, but MC Muse can see him and be like, yo, what's up? How far? How are you doing? But MC Muse is cool. He doesn't see anything wrong with Clinton and all of that. And let's say I have anxiety. I'm like, oh, this Clinton, I don't know. Maybe this guy is a bad guy, or maybe he will run me something, or whatever it is. My own reality is about human beings or interacting with people. That is what mental health. So I feel like it's unfair for you guys to actually just make it look like, yes, I agree that there's responsibilities that you should have as a person in handling your doings and your day-to-day escapades. But I do not feel like it is something, or I do not believe that it's just something as easy as saying that, no, you should have just made that call and go. Imagine somebody that his view, or imagine if your view or your own reality of life is that everything is out to get you. Like, everybody's out to haunt you. Everybody's out to call you. Even there are people that often a call their phone
Can
ringing
trigger
will trigger them.
a sound or something.
Like straight trigger.
To be
So
honest,
when you say this kind of things, people that go to
so
war,
in that case now, when
people that go to war and come back.
so
how-
people,
how do you
so in that
explain- how
case
do you
now,
ex- how
in
do you
that case
explain that scenario?
where the systems, where whatever systems or whatever like connections you have, when I talk of human connections now, suffer loss as a result of like whatever of this perspective now. So what do we do in that situation? Because
My own view is that I feel like, firstly, the thing I want to say is that the system is not built to accommodate these things. That's one of the first things, because maybe mental health has been one of, I won't say recent, but more recent coming into light. So the system is not actually geared up for us, especially us down here in Nigeria. Maybe outside they can even understand with you when you're dealing with all of this. Seeing a psychiatrist. How many Africans now, if they tell you say, "May you go see psychiatrist," honestly, say you go just comfortably say you dey go see shrink. I know that's not the word they use anymore, but say you dey go see psychiatry. There's a whole mentality behind it.
You know,
there's a whole image behind
to be
it.
very honest, to be very, very honest, I sympathize with people who are going through real mental health issues, like real mental health challenges, and for a lot of reasons, you know. But that's why I think in one of the episodes we were talking about sex workers, and I was like, I really want to like get into the mind of some of these people and see what's actually going on behind, like in their heads and all of that. I think we should be more human. I'm not going to say make it look like we are all gangster, like all rigid and rugged and strong and all of that.
okay.
You know? But then I feel like
Okay, I'd have to cut you short now, MC Muse. I'm sorry. Like our producers are like on our neck. So don't worry, we'll continue this conversation later.
we'll continue.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a part 2 on this topic, because you took your time with it and you've not allowed me to learn.
The part two, now you go just do for the part 2.
I'm not like, no, definitely.
I'm going
we need to have heart to heart to those people that
I'm
are
going to
dealing
Santorini,
with
so
shit.
you guys should just I'm going to Santorini, so you guys can just handle that shit. But thank you so much for staying with us. Like, this has been awesome. Mental health. So now when they dodge, shall we see now? Shall we say we'll continue this conversation? I need I go be. So thank you so much for staying with us. Another shout out to the Olive place for like really like coming through for us. We are really, really grateful. And to all our subscribers on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, please keep sharing. On YouTube, you know, all our platforms, keep sharing, keep liking, keep sending it out there, like putting us out there. We really, really thank you.
And please
God
engage.
bless.
Yeah.
Please, yes, engage.
Engage. Yeah.
God
Let's see your comments.
please,
Let's see your
man up,
takes
abeg.
on
Shut
what
up.
Please stop.
Not be
on
down
what
with
you
the
have
top
to
way.
say.
Good night, Abi. Good day, good evening, good morning. In case I don't see you.
Wherever you are watching us from.
From yeah.
Yeah, it was a blast. Bye, guys.
Bye.